Cool. Okay, so I was really close up then, sorry. Scary. Okay, thanks very much for jumping on the call this evening, guys. We've still got a couple of places left, so if you've got any team members that you want to get them on, send them the link and they can still jump on anytime. When it's full, it's full. I'm not going to do very much talking tonight, I'm just going to host tonight. Basically, what the purpose of this call tonight is we've basically done like a cross-rhino call for everybody to jump on. Really to kind of just take a look back at Liverpool. I'm sure all of you will agree, like there's such a buzz in the team and the business right now since the Liverpool convention. It was epic. I really hope that all of you were there. If you weren't there, I'm sure you're kicking yourself, but the purpose of this call is to kind of do a little bit of a review. Do share in the comments what your favourite part was, what you loved, what you learned. You know, it's really good to do that in the comments at the bottom in the chat function. And then we had an LMD kind of wrap-up call this morning, and all of us were so excited about everything that's going on, the momentum in the team right now, momentum in the business right now. And we just thought it would be good to kind of do that with you guys as well and sort of share what we learned, what we loved. And I thought it would be a good idea to get some of the guys who were speaking on stage to share a little bit about their experience, because all of us, whether we speak or not, but all of the national marketing directors, we've all been kind of, you know, dealers and SDDs and SDs at our first convention as well. So the people that you see on stage at these things or milling around at parties or whatever have all been where we all started, you know, as the same position as everybody else. So I wanted to share kind of with those guys, to share with you sort of what it's like to go on that journey from being in the audience of like 2,000 or 3,000 people to what it's like to presenting on stage, and how maybe you can do that if it's something that interests you in the future. So hopefully that sounds interesting. What is worth just letting you know is that we have got very, very few tickets left now for Birmingham. Birmingham is the 27th and 28th of April next year. So it's Saturday and Sunday, which is brilliant. So a lot of people, if you're a teacher or you struggle to get a date like the Friday off work, usually this one is Saturday and Sunday. So the party will be Saturday night. You only need one overnight stay, potentially, unless you want to come up on the Friday night before. So it's really, really easy, but don't miss out by just kind of sitting twiddling your thumbs and waiting for somebody else to make the decision. You know, it's nothing worse than sitting on the sidelines when you could have been involved. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to ask Mrs. Natalie McGill, who was our beautiful host on the Saturday. I think you'll agree if you were there, she did an incredible job. Natalie, can you just unmute yourself for me? I'm just going to mute everybody and then you can unmute yourself, please. Hello. Hi. Are you all right?
I am. I've just been for dinner. I'm stuffed. So full.
Right, you just get talking. I'm going to try and find you so that I can spotlight you. So yeah, just tell us a little bit. Like, you've been in the business for a little while, and a lot of us know your story. But specifically, you did an amazing job hosting on Saturday. Really got everybody buzzing and the vibe. So what was that like for you, and how was that journey been for you?
Honestly, Saturday was just like something that you can only ever dream of. Like, it's always been on my vision board to host a major convention, and just having that opportunity and being up there was just, there's like no words for it. Like, I'm still absolutely buzzing. It was literally the best experience that I've ever had. And I just felt really at home and really kind of confident and buzzed, because I think when you get given an opportunity like that, you can't take it half-hearted. Like, you literally have to just go with it and just do 110%. Oh, thanks so much. Like, there's some lovely like comments from some of the NMDs as well there, which is really, really nice. And not that I wouldn't expect them, just me like, thank you so much. And, you know, I think when you get given an opportunity with whatever it is in life, you've just literally got to give it your all, because you may not get another opportunity like that again. Like, and I was so honoured and so humbled to give that opportunity to stand there. And it, again, I don't get stuck for words, but I literally came off stage, and halfway through the afternoon I just burst into tears, because I was just like so overwhelmed and so excited by everything else that was going on and all the things that are going to happen in the future for our team and for all you guys as well. And it was literally the best weekend ever. And like Emma said, I've been in the business a little while now, so I've been in the business 4.5 years, and it's actually the longest that I've ever held a job down for. So for me, that's even more special. But you know, not only in this business can you do it at your own pace, but you can be rewarded with things like that. Yes, I've still got my wristband on too, and it's not coming off until Birmingham, so I've hit Club 39. So yeah, that's my goal for the next convention. But conventions just help you grow as an individual, but they also help you see the bigger picture. So the first convention that I went to was in Reading in 2013, which was like a regional event, nothing like the events that we have now. But my first major convention was in Nice in 2013, so I had to pay for my flights, I didn't have a hotel booked, I had to pay for my ticket, but because the excitement was just so much and there was so much hype around it, you literally just book it and just go. I didn't know anyone. I didn't care that I didn't know anyone, because I knew that I loved the business and I loved the product. And I think that's something that we can all take away. Like, stop worrying about what if your team member's not doing it or if your upline's not doing it. I've had 5 of my uplines leave across the 4.5 years I've been in the business. But it doesn't mean that that's any reflection on me or my business. That's down to them. So you have to remember why you started the business, because your uplines aren't always going to be there. Maybe some will, some won't, and that's fine. But it's down to you and what it is that you want to achieve. So every convention for me has been unbelievable. Light bulb moment after light bulb moment. So Nice 2013, then obviously the Birmingham in the February. Conventions abroad spoken in English, majority are yes. If it's an international one, they're usually in English and they have other translators. I know in Nice they had headsets for the Germans, Italians, Spanish, etc. Then it was Barcelona 2014, Brighton 2015, Bournemouth 2016, and now 2017 was in Liverpool. And I've not missed a single convention ever since joining the business. Like, conventions are non-negotiable. They happen twice a year. There's no reason to like miss it whatsoever. And for me, I'll always be at conventions. So okay, Brighton, I was in hospital, but I didn't have the intention. I was there. I was still in Brighton. I just watched it from Periscope, but I was still there in the moment, still taking notes, still, you know, my team was still there, still getting involved. And you don't have to worry about what anyone else is doing. You kind of just have to focus on you. And again, be selfish. If you set a goal to be there, but then one of your downlines says that they're not going, or, you know, your upline's not bothering, like, you didn't join the business for your downline. You didn't join the business for your upline. You joined the business for you, for your family, for your livelihood, for your future, whatever it is. So always get rid of the BS that's telling you cannot go to the conference, and just do it anyway. So buy the ticket, book the hotel on booking.com with free cancellation. You don't have to pay anything now. Get your bag packed. Screw it, doesn't matter what you're wearing. Doesn't matter what you're wearing. I ordered about 9,000 outfits to stand on stage, and I hated every single one of them because I overthought it. And my dress was like 25 quid from H&M, and I was the comfiest, happiest I've ever been on stage, ever. And I've been on stage since the age of 2 as a dancer and singer. So maybe that's where I kind of get my confidence from, and maybe that's why it felt a little bit at home. But, you know, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Just get there. Even if you've got your brown knickers, if you've got them, like, just do it. I'm sure some people wouldn't complain about that either. Just do whatever it takes to get to convention. So like Emma said, the tickets are nearly sold out for Birmingham. Like, we're going to struggle with other people trying to get to convention now. But yeah, maybe best not do that. I wouldn't do that either, Ellie, to be fair. But, you know, it doesn't matter. You don't have to spend loads of money on a new outfit. You don't have to go all out. You just have to be there in the room. You have to experience what is going on around you, because nobody can come away from conference and say, sorry, I shouldn't be reading these comments. Nobody is going to come away from conference and say, that was crap, or I didn't learn anything, or I don't feel good now. Like, you can't explain to other people how it makes you feel. You can't explain that excitement. You can't explain the energy that you get from other people and the environment that you're in, but people can feel it if they are there. So it's great. It's like when you say about going watching a concert, it's not the same as watching it on the TV. It's not the same atmosphere. It's not the same excitement. It's not the same vibe. It's not the same love. Like, Liverpool this weekend was amazing. Like, all of you will agree who were there that it just felt like home. It felt like family. It felt like people working together, and people will go above and beyond to get to convention. And I will always be at convention, whether I'm on death's door or not. Like, you just have to get to convention.
Brilliant, thank you, Natalie, and I couldn't agree more. I remember when I first joined, I was in Nice as well, obviously with you guys. That's probably where I think we met in Dublin just before that, maybe. But yeah, it was like, it's just, I remember Jeff Roberti, who's like been in the business for about 1,000 years. He said, and he says it over and over, that the conferences and the conventions are the non-negotiable income producing activities. And that really made sense to me when I first heard it. It was like, you know, if you just want to be a dealer forever, that's absolutely fine. If it's just about, you know, your own order and getting a discount off that, then fine. If you actually want to build a business, have some fun, meet some people, make some friends, the conventions are just non-negotiable income-producing activity. So thank you very much for sharing all that. Congratulations again on literally hosting an epic day on Saturday. You were incredible.
Thank you.
There was no better person for that job. So thank you very much for keeping us all on our toes and everything. Everyone had fun. You can mute yourself for me. Vicky Nailon, if you're there, could you, I don't know if you even know how to unmute yourself, I'll do it. Vicky is, are you there?
I'm here.
Hi. So
Hi.
Vicky is brand new pretty much in our business. I'm just going to find you so I can spotlight you. And I wanted to ask Vicky to come on because Vicky's just literally like a couple of weeks into the business, joined and came along to convention. Pretty much when she was with me, but obviously I was milling around a bit, so she just jumped in with both feet, met loads of people and made loads of friends. I just wanted, from a brand new person's point of view, what did you make of it?
Yeah, I've been in it 3 months, Emma, not 2 weeks. It's flown by, it's that much fun. But I only found out about the convention about a month in. So I was umming and ahhing whether to go or not, but not because I didn't want to go, just because I didn't have the money. Can you see me?
Come now, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't have any money, but anyway, I found the money and I went, and it's absolutely a must. You have to go and you can't miss anything. If, like, we went for product training and business training before the convention started on Friday, and those that are travelling from further afield than I did, because I only had 40 miles to go, if you're travelling farther, make sure that you're there for everything. Don't miss anything, because you might pick one snippet of information up that can make you fly in the business. So just get there for everything. What else is there? Yeah, just the whole atmosphere. And I tell you what, I believe in the products. I've been taking the products. I started the products when I joined the business, and I believe in them already. That's fine. But for me, my job has always been kind of 9 to 5, going to work, seeing the workplace, meeting people that you're working with. And this network marketing is something completely new to me, and it didn't feel real. Do you know what I mean? It didn't feel like a real job. But going to convention brought all that reality to me. It was so professional. Yeah, just everything about it was professional, and I now feel like I've got a real job with this rather than something that's not real, basically. But yeah, I did go on my own. I shared a room with 3 girls I've never met before. So if you're a little bit shy, I'm not, but if you're a little bit shy, that could be something that might stop you, but don't let it, because everybody that is there for the same reason. They're there just to meet friends, you know, start this business. We're all in it together, and it's like one big family. As soon as I met them girls, that was it. We had fun. So don't let that stop you going. And like the last speaker just said then, don't worry if you've no clothes. I mean, it was Hollywood glamour. I'm not Hollywood glamour. I am jeans, trainers, leggings. That's all I live in. But you don't have to buy anything new. Just turn up in whatever. You just go in whatever you feel comfortable in. The speakers, I was blown away by the speakers. I've cried, I've laughed, just everything about it. And I even cried. I said to Emma yesterday, I even cried on the way home, because I was that overcome with everything about it. It's just a game changer, basically. You come home and you're full of energy to get things going. It's brilliant. Don't miss it.
Brilliant, and that was a brilliant first ever talk on a Zoom call as well, Vicky, so well done, absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. And I think it's great to get someone's perspective who is not 2 weeks but 3 months into the business, but your very first convention, and I really appreciate you jumping on and sharing that, because it's really reassuring for a lot of people, I'm sure. Thank you so much. If you could just mute yourself, that would be great. And I'm going to next, Sinead, if you're there, if you could unmute yourself for me and I'll find you.
Hiya.
Hey babe, how are you?
Knackered.
Knackered. Hands
Ready excited, knackered, tired.
So Sinead obviously did an amazing job presenting from stage about the time is now, and it's always, you know, you're always a good kick up the backside for everybody that's there. But you know, from your perspective, you've been in the business a similar length of time to me. Like, what's your journey been like from in the audience to, you know, main stage speaker on your own? What's that like?
Oh man, speaking is not the one when you drank as much as we did on Friday night. I honestly, I think I've had such a good weekend. So much fun. Like, probably the best party I've ever been to in my life. So much fun. And then I was on stage, like, with the beer fear and the shakes, and I was like, oh. But it was just brilliant. Like, what a conference. I just want to share something I think about my first conference, because it was one of my things I had on my notes. And if you guys are there, you'll know what I'm talking about, because I had all these great notes written down on my little piece of paper. But I'm really blind. So when you write your notes here and you can see them, then all of a sudden you've got all these lights in your face and you can't see your notes. So I was like, I have no idea what I'm now talking about. And that went right out the window. But one of the things I always think about is how much of an impact an event can have on you, and how much it can absolutely change your life. Like, I went to my first event when I was probably about 4 or 5 months into the business, and it was in Crewe, and it was only about 300 or 400 people in this room, and it was so amazing. But it was enough for me to realise that something was really special, and it's nothing like what we have now. But I just want to share with you guys, if you're a bit introvert and a bit weird and shy, then this can still be you, and this can still very much be for you. So we went to Crewe, and Emma was there. Emma was speaking at Crewe, and I remember Joanne Eldred was sat like not very far from me, and I remember she was talking about how she just got to SSC and she had 2 sets of twins, and I remember just my mind just blew, and I was like, I don't know if I should be happy for her or sad for her. Like, that's a lot. And I was like, oh my goodness. And it was just little things like that. And I never forget it. And I remember Susie was speaking, and Susie made us write down our goals. And I'll never ever forget it. And in fact, I've still got here, in one of my bookshelves here behind me, I've still got my little notebook. Oh, sorry, I think I need to mute Emma and I'll mute again.
How do you come out of it?
Yeah, I mean, okay, I was like, oh, I remember just and it's things like that, like it can really make a big impact. But my very, very first experience of an event wasn't amazing. It really wasn't, but only because I didn't make it amazing. I remember thinking I had brought a team member, right? So at the time for Crewe, you had to be SDD. I think you had to be I'm not sure you had to be SDD, but you definitely had to be a team member to come to the event. And I dragged Lee along with me, and this is how committed I was to going. I signed him up into the business, got him a ticket and everything, just so that he'd come to the event with me. And he didn't even stay in the room. He left. He was like, this isn't for me. And he walked out, and I was sat there on my own. And I remember thinking, this is really scary. And then it kind of is, but when you're sat in a room with loads of people, it can be fine though. And I remember it came to lunchtime, and then of course it was just like you're at school, but you don't know anyone. Like, you're at someone else's school and everyone's having lunch and they're all chatting, and I didn't know anyone. And the introverted, really shy part of me went and sat in the toilet on her own for half an hour sobbing, because I was like, oh, I don't know anyone. And the thing is, our business can sometimes feel like that. So if you're new and you're listening to this and you're thinking that you didn't go to Liverpool because you don't know anyone, or you're afraid to go to the next one in case that kind of thing ends up being you, that was definitely me. And it kind of felt like a make or break moment. I had all these incredible speakers, and I mean, this was like 300 people in a room, not thousands of people that we have now. And it just, I knew it was for me, and I knew there was something in this business, and I knew that I wanted it. And for me, I vouched from then on in that I'd never, ever, ever go to a conference on my own again. And that's kind of what happened. And then for me, I think the most incredible feeling for me on Saturday, even though I was literally hanging out of my arse on stage, because it was still 4 o'clock in the morning, and me and John Holloway was still dancing at 4 o'clock that morning, like in a club, not just like randomly. But it was just such a good night and such a wicked conference that for me, the best feeling ever was being stood on that stage and looking out and seeing hundreds of people that were in my business, and knowing that 3 years ago I was the one crying in the toilet because I didn't have anyone in my team. So much can change so quickly in this business, and for me, the biggest feeling I've got from this, and you can never lose a feeling when you've got it, is just there's so much love in this business, in this team, for everyone to watch everyone win. And if you were one of the smart people who stood back and watched the recognition on stage as well, and watching how emotional it was for people who had finally got, it can be hard. It's not the hardest business in the world, but we're fighting our own demons, and we're fighting against our own beliefs of people telling us our whole lives that we're not good enough and you can't do it. And to get to the position where you're then on stage and you're celebrating that and you're watching how excited people are, there's no better feeling in the world. And I just remember standing there thinking, oh, I want to do it again. Like, I want to do the whole thing again. I want to be on stage again because it just feels so incredible. And Keza was up. Keza just made a little comment there, and she was up for SC. Best feeling in the world. Like, nothing beats it. And I always thought, I think Simon Bowler said this to us, Emma, once at an MD meeting. He was like, you think it feels good when it's you, but it will feel better when it's someone else. And I think when you're brand new, you're like, yeah, but it feels really fucking good when it's me, so I don't know how it's going to feel when it's anyone. But trust me, there's no better feeling than watching your team members on that stage as well. It's just the most incredible business in the world. That's it.
I totally agree with you. I'm like, watching your team up there is just the best feeling in the world, but it is pretty cool when you're up there yourself too. So definitely,
yeah, no, that's good as well. That's good too.
Experience it yourself first, guys. And honestly, we've got like 6 months until Birmingham. You could be on stage if you're just joining, you could be on stage as an SSC in Birmingham. And as an SSC, you get to come on and like actually they interview some people, and I couldn't believe how many SCs there were. It was like more and more, like the stage just kept getting filled with all these sales.
Yeah, they were surprised. They ran out of everything.
Space and time. Thanks, Sinead. Thanks for sharing that. I really appreciate it, as always. Gemma, if you could unmute yourself as well now, that would be great. And I will get you on.
Hello.
Thanks. Hey, babe, you okay?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Let me just find you. So, Gemma, obviously this was your very first time presenting on stage as a new National Marketing Director as well. So congratulations, you did an amazing job. I think I told you at the time, like so many of my team said you did an amazing job presenting and you were fantastic. So like, what was it like for you to go from being just a few months ago in Birmingham in the audience to this time having your own main stage? Like, what was it like?
When I went to my first convention, I was Q&MD, and I was getting my Q&MD recognition on the stage, and because I'd missed the first one because I did it quite quick, and I remember how hard I worked. Oh, thanks everyone. I remember how hard I worked to get there because my mum had had an operation and she'd just come out of hospital, and I was doing that whole, oh my God, shall I leave her, should I not? And I had the baby to look after. I literally got like 5 babysitters, 5 nurses, got them all in like for my mum, and made my way there and just got in there in time to go on the stage. So the first time I'd ever seen a convention was from the stage. So I nearly had a heart attack, to be honest. I was like, oh my God, I really should have looked at it before, but I just didn't have the time. But yeah, that I remember how I felt then and how amazing that feeling was, and being up there and then watching it and being so emotional. And then my next convention after that, I won the Rising Star Award. So, well, like that was insane because I wasn't prepared for it, and I really didn't in a million years it didn't even cross my mind that I might get it, which I think is sort of worse in a way because I was just so shocked. And I went up there and it was just insane. And I remember watching and just thinking, it's a life change, it's a complete life changer. And then to win something like that is just amazing. So that gave me a little taste of it. And then when Susie rang me and was like, can I be a main stage speaker? I was very, very shocked. And the feeling's insane, but I'm very emotional. Like, I love this business with all of my heart. Like, I completely love it. When Jay was up there, I looked at him and I actually cried. I And I was like, this is the man that's changed my life, and it got me just so emotional. And I think you feel that, like whoever went, somebody on the stage said about the juice plus being juice, the fruit and veg, and then the plus being how it changes people's lives, and it's so true. And I think the conventions are the best way to show it, like with your team and with looking up at people you've always sort of loved and sort of been inspired by, and to actually be on the stage doing it was just insane. I can't describe to you. It's like I said to you, Emma, didn't I? It was like being in a little dream. Like I was like a celebrity. I was in VIP, but it was all just a bit like, how did this even happen? And when we say like, oh, this can be any of you, it can. But it's a business at the end of the day. You have to invest your time, your money, your effort in, and that is what it is. You need to get to convention. You need to get to the little events and the bigger events and do your own events. But you know, these conventions, I think you must get there, like even if you're on your own or you've got your team. And for me as well, being like people were saying about their own team, being an NMD with an NMD on the stage with me was just like nuts. It just shows you what can be achieved. And like my upline Danny, when she was there, I was watching her last year doing it, and then now I'm there, and now my downline's there doing it, you know. So next year, hopefully she'll, like my new NMD, Lauren, there you are, Lauren, woo, woo. Yeah, I hope that I'll see you up there, and then you'll see your team up there. So it's just amazing. I think the journey you go on, the way you grow from it all, is just insane. So I would just, the point I'm trying to make is, don't make excuses. Everyone's got excuses, you know, no money, or someone's ill, or you can't get childcare. Just however you can do it, just really put every single piece of effort you've got in to get there, because it can and it will change your life. You can go from, you know, being in the crowd to being whatever you want to be because of this company. One thing as well I will say is that remember the app that we all had. I think there's like a feedback thing on there as well. So if everybody could do their feedback on like their favourite part and what they enjoyed and stuff, because that's always good to improve everything in the future. I've never been on a Zoom with this many people. I feel like I'm just waffling, but I hope I've covered everything. And yeah, was there anything else you wanted me to go over, Emma?
No, that's fine. Just, you know, I just wanted everyone to get a feel of why it's so important that people are there. So you've covered that really well. Thank you. And again, really, really well done for what you did. And I know you were a light bulb moment for a lot of people. So congratulations for that. If you could just mute yourself again. So that would be great.
Thanks, everyone.
So basically, guys, that's like, I'm going to bring John on in 1 second to just share some really exciting stuff with you. But I just want to share kind of from my point of view, similar to the girls really, particularly my story is a bit similar to Sinead's insofar as that I went to my quite a few of my first like regionals and conventions and stuff pretty much on my own. And even though at that point, like I went to Crew, the one that Sinead mentioned, and Reading, which I think Natalie mentioned, as a senior sales coordinator, but my business grew quite quickly and I didn't really have much. I didn't really know what I was going to. I just knew that John said I needed to be there, so I went. I literally didn't question it, because if somebody who's having the success that you want or that you crave or that you think that, you know, is where you want to be, then you do what they do, right? So if John or your upline or Sinead or Gemma or Natalie or any of the, you know, the NMDs that are on the call or whoever your upline is, if they're, or even your sideline or anybody in the business, someone that you aspire to be like, if they're there, then you need to be there. That's the way that I've always seen it. If John said stand over there and pick your nose, I was like, done it, now what? He's like, if you go to that meeting, done it, now what? Read that book, I've done it. You know, all of that's what you need to do. So the reason we're doing this is not to sell tickets to a convention. I'm going anyway, right? So I've already bought mine, so I'm there. These guys are already going. This is for you. It's for you to understand that the reason that they're so important is because you will get that rhino skin at these events. Hopefully those of you who went will know exactly what I mean. Like nobody, once you've been to something like that and you've walked in that room, it's really what you feel. It's not so much what you learn, it's what you feel, and what you walk out of there and you feel. You'll have written notes that you'll never look at again, but you'll never forget how you feel when somebody said a certain thing that made you feel amazing, or somebody said something that made you think like, I can do this too, or you might have walked in there thinking I can't really do this and walked out of there thinking I can do this, and that's massive. So That's why we want to make sure that you're committed to Birmingham, because that's the same thing that you're going to bring people into the business between now and then and give them that feeling. So nobody, every time I go to an event, I get a bit more rhino skin, a bit more rhino skin. And what I mean by that is there's nobody from the outside who can ever tell me that this isn't amazing. Like, it's literally like Teflon. It just comes off me like that. I don't hear any negativities or anybody who doesn't get it. It's cool. It doesn't bother me at all. And you have to be, I always say to my guys, you have to stay close to the fire. Right? Stay close to the inspiration, stay close to the events, stay close to the people who inspire you, stay close to the business, stay close to the trainings, all of that stuff. Because when you sit at home just on your mobile phone and don't get involved, you're really going to struggle. So this isn't just a business, it's just so much more than that. And really, like, when I went to Nice, similar to Sinead, in actually Crewe, Reading and Nice, I went to pretty much on my own. I think I had 7 people with me in Nice. Even though I was a PMD, I had 7 people with me at the convention. And I think I counted myself as one of the 7, just to up the numbers a little bit. And it was so weird because I remember going on the 39 Club and feeling so out of place. Like, there was all these people who I'd kind of looked at and I kind of knew a little bit, and I kind of standing at the back of this catamaran by myself thinking, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. I've never experienced anything like this. But everyone was really nice and really kind. So we've all been where you guys may feel like you are, but you are part of an amazing family. I said it on stage on Saturday, you've found a home with this business, so don't neglect it. The home needs to be lived in, and you need to live in it too with us. So before I bring in John, and the last thing I'm going to say quickly about the cost. So it's £70 for 2 days with, be under no illusions that in this company, we have some of the best speakers in the whole of the network marketing industry in this company. So you are experiencing and getting the privilege to listen to and hear from and mingle with and chat to some of the most successful people in our industry and some of the best speakers in our industry for 35 quid a day, plus a massive party. It's an absolute bargain. You go to V and see some singers, it'll cost you loads more than that. You'll get absolutely filthy and have to, go to the toilet and attend. So this is way, way, way more better value than that. And it's just a small, tiny investment in what is essentially the rest of your life. So I'm going to bring on John now, because I want John to talk to you a little bit about what he's got coming up between now and then, which will really help you guys to kind of get on that stage in Birmingham if you want to. John, are you there?
Hey, can you hear me all right?
I can, yeah, I'll find you. Have you got your video on?
Yeah.
Good man. Right, let me spotlight you. Yeah, so John, if you just want to take the floor basically and let us know. Actually tell us a little bit about your first convention. What was that like?
Yeah, so great numbers, guys, on the call. I think there's something pretty amazing going on right now. Like, this convention has really blown a lot of people's minds open to what's possible. Oh my God, I look like an actual scarecrow. So even a scarecrow can do it. So guys, yeah, my first convention, I actually went to Venice, and there was about 200 people in the room. So it was, for me, it's just like the girls have already said, it's just putting that rhino skin on you. It's meeting people, real stories, real inspiration, kind of looking at people saying, if they can do it, I can do it. And I hope a lot of people took away from the event at the weekend, like, if these girls can do it, if these guys can do it, if these people can do this business, then there is absolutely nothing stopping me from doing it. And I think the other thing about these conventions and these events is you have to keep topping up your energy levels. You have to keep rebuilding that rhino skin. So sometimes you're going to have ups and downs in the business. We get all that. Sometimes partners aren't supportive. Sometimes life gets in the way. What these events do is they give you that turbocharge. They give you that shot in the arm. They give you that feeling of like, you know what? I remember why I started this, and I remember why I thought I could do it in the first place. So, you've got to be at them. For me, I said on stage, it's not the convention that will change your life. It's what you do with it. So you've all been energized now. And what I found is different about this convention is we came straight out of the convention, straight into the Monday night opportunity calls. There was about 3 calls going on last night. Then we've done another call tonight, and there's 430 people on it. So everybody has dived straight back into the trenches and started hustling, started working, started building their business. Because you know what? There are companies in the UK that would give millions and millions to our quality of people that we've got in our business and have the amount of numbers that we get at our conventions. We are still the #1 company in the UK right now. And we're only going to keep growing and growing and growing. And with you guys on the team and you guys striving for that excellence to change not only your own lives, but help other people do the same thing, then honestly, the sky isn't the limit. We're just going to keep plowing forward and forward and forward. And I'm working towards a 2020 vision. And these conventions are vital. And I would say we've probably got the best run-up to the Birmingham convention we have ever had in my career of being in the business. So what we've got coming up is we've actually got the Rhino Boot Camp. We've got an SSC and above leadership school on the 24th, which is the Friday night. If you're not SSC yet, you have until that event to get to SSC. You don't need a ticket to get in. All you've got to do is turn up and be ready to be given a glass of champagne. It's going to be leadership. It's going to be fun. It's going to be how to get from SSC to NMD. It's going to be how to structure your business in the right way. We're going to get somebody who knows what they're doing on the online office, because it certainly isn't me, to go through some training and how to do that and read reports. And you're going to leave from that SSC school with a belief and a mindset and a blueprint of how to get yourselves to NMD. The following day is the Rhino Boot Camp, okay? And now the conventions are amazing for building that belief, and if I can do it, you can do it, and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes a bit of the cement in between the bricks is missing, because we haven't got day after day after day to do this stuff, because we've got to cram in recognition, inspirational stories, product stuff. Well, what you're going to get at the Rhino Boot Camp is you're going to get the cement that holds all the other stuff together. What is it that you need to be doing on a day-to-day basis? DMO, you know, the people that are actually growing their business right now. We're going to have speakers that businesses are growing. What have they been doing for the last 90 days? What have they been doing since convention to take their business to the next level? People that have just gone SSC, people that are going to be SSC, people that are going to be Q, sharing their stories about how they've got where they've got to, what tools they've used, what strategies they've used, what the DMO looks like. You're going to walk away with a proven blueprint and a proven system to not only take you through to December, but take you into January and February of 2018. So that is the 24th and 25th of November. We've already sold 100 tickets. And if everybody on the call tonight books, it's like 12 quid a ticket. It's one order, basically. All you've got to do is get one order and you can afford to come. So if everybody tonight books a ticket for that, you are pretty much cementing your place to finish this year in a phenomenal, phenomenal way. And we can sell the event out by the end of tonight's call. The other thing, I've not released the tickets for this yet, but another date for your diaries. And again, it's kind of the bookends in between the events. In Birmingham is going to be 2020 on Fire, which is happening on the 10th of February in Liverpool. So 2018 on Fire, that is happening on the 10th of Feb. And again, that's going to be the catalyst to take you guys from SSC to NMD, from QNMD to NMD, from IMD to PMD, from SDD to SC. These are the events that are the bridges in between the promotions. So you've got to do everything it takes, guys, to get to these events, and also bring people with you. If you want to bring your kids, yeah, you can bring your kids, and just make sure they're well behaved. So yeah, that's it from me, guys. I'm really, really excited. I have not felt excitement like this for a long, long time. And the reason I'm excited is we haven't just done a convention and people have gone, yeah, that was amazing. That's it. Everybody's gone, yeah, that was amazing, but let's do something with it. Let's step up. Let's take charge of our lives, and let's inspire a load of other people. Because what you've got to remember is you promised that person when you signed them up that you were going to walk with them arm in arm. You were going to take them to the top in this business. That was your promise when you decided to sign somebody up. So whatever you do, don't leave somebody in the mess. Your job is to help them get out of the stress and the struggles that they're in right now. This is what our business does, guys. It changes lives. It changes people's futures. It changes people's vision. And we are the catalyst for that. So if you just turn up to the event on your own, then you've not done your job. You've got to bring some people with you. And if you do that, then you're going to be able to build not only your future, but you're going to help somebody else build theirs as well. And they will thank you forever and ever and ever until their dying day, guys, because that's what this business is about. So let's go out there and let's change some lives. And these events are the big things about it. How would you invite somebody to your wedding? How would you invite someone to your birthday party? How would you invite someone to your hen do, to your stag do? You wouldn't be like, oh, going on this stag do or this hen do to New York. I think it'll be all right. No, you wouldn't invite somebody like that, right? You'd be like, right, girls, let's get together. Let's get a car. Let's fill the car. Let's get a minibus. Let's do whatever it takes. You can get a coach from anywhere to Manchester. Like, it's so simple to get to these events, guys. Anywhere in the UK, you can get a coach to Liverpool. I can't emphasize how important this is for you, for your futures, and for the legacy that you're going to lead. So I'm excited to see you at the Rhino Bootcamp on the 25th of November. And 2 other events to tell you about. I am in Bury in the northwest of England on Thursday night. Emma's there, Rob's there as well, and a few other leaders. And I'm actually in London on Monday night down in Shoreditch at McQueen's. So if you've got people in London, you want to show them the bigger picture. I think these opportunity events are great for people that have just joined the business. So anybody who's just joined, bring them down. That's it from me.
Brilliant, thanks, John. Really good, like, sum up of what this is all about. The last thing I'm going to say for me, because the guys have absolutely covered it all, is just the simplest way, the biggest sort of thing that I've learned through this business that's helped me to just make decisions. I'm just going to mute everybody because somebody's very heavy breathing. Hold on, I think someone's got another job going on. Hold on. Okay. The biggest thing for me that I've learned throughout this business is just have this as in your kind of back pocket, right? Just say yes. Just say yes, I'm going to be there, and then tell everybody that you're going to be there, and then figure the rest out later. Figure out the babysitters, figure out the accommodation, figure out the travelling, figure out all that stuff later on. It's driving me nuts. Figure all the rest of it. Say yes, tell the world, which means that you'll have to stick to it, and then figure it out, because that will mean that you will be there no matter what. Every single convention I've been to or event I've been to, I've had no babysitter, no one to look after the kids, but I've always managed to work it out somehow or another. Even when I was working full time, I didn't miss anything. So don't miss anything. Don't give yourself an excuse not to be there. Give yourself an excuse to watch from the sidelines. Jump in with both feet, get involved, and these things will absolutely change everything for you one way or the other, but you need to be involved in being there. Thank you so much for jumping on the call. I'm hoping it's recorded. I can never promise it, which is why I think it's really important that you get on live. Thanks very much to the speakers. Really appreciate your time out for sharing your thoughts and everything tonight. I hope you found it useful, guys. Get your tickets booked. Sinead has just shared the link to the Rhino Bootcamp. It will be on all the team pages. I know it's in mine. I'm sure it's in all the other ones as well. And Birmingham, get that book. That is going to sell out, and so is the bootcamp. So don't go, oh, sugar, I missed out because I just didn't get around to it or whatever. You know, that go and do it tonight before you do anything else. Just say yes, tell the world. Don't worry about the rest. The rest will sort itself out. And if you, a little tip actually, if you're booking the hotel rooms, you can go on booking.com, which is what I've done. Book a load of hotel rooms for Birmingham, and you don't need to pay for them until April. So I've booked enough accommodation for 40 people for Birmingham, and I don't have to pay for it until April. So just go and do that, get it done, and figure the rest out later on. Thanks for joining us. I will see you all very, very soon. Night, night. I'll leave the chat on for a little while in case anybody wants to have a quick look back. When we everybody sleeping to Okay, I'm gonna go, guys. Leave the call. See you later. Thanks for joining us. Bye bye.
Yeah.